did you two start working together then?
Gregory had a radio show in our hometown. We come from Poland, from a city called Szczecin. Gregory had a radio show, and I was like promoting parties and just like making small. It's hard to call underground. Just not so many people knew about this party. That's why it was underground. And then we somehow met because there was not really like the crew that was into electronic music was not that big in our hometown, so eventually we met after somehow through our friends, and
then we started to do music together. As we started to do parties, we were inviting a lot of friends, a lot of people to play our parties. Then we become friends, and then we started to play abroad as well.
Oh, amazing!
Well, like always when we because we do a lot of interviews, and when we get people ask us how we met, blah blah blah, it sounds very like that everything was so easy, like we met, but there were some rough times, and like it wasn't that easy, especially Poland is like very small market, so the beginning for us was like we really had to put a lot of work.
I can imagine.
First 2 years like
to promote this kind of music in Poland was pretty hard because other styles were popular, so
I guess for first 3 years our parents had a lot of patience for us, so
and what do you think what was your first sort of breakthrough in getting into the industry and actually getting a name for yourself? How did that happen?
It was always like up and down, so we had like few moments. First time I think was the releases on Crosstown Rebels as a 3 channels and Trapeze and Trenton, and then we launched our label called Channels Recordings, and then we changed the name and we made Claude Von Show get in touch with us, and he asked us if we want to do the remix for him, so we made the remix of Who's Afraid of Detroit, and then we made the first EP and the album on Mothership and Dirty Bird. So
and you shot off from there.
Right now we are on this path. There's a Catz N Dogz, and we are working with Dirty Bird and Get Physical, and we have our own label called Pets.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about Pets Recordings. When did that start?
We started 3 years ago. I mean, our first label, Channels Recordings. Because when the vinyl market crashed, we kind of like for a year we didn't really do any release any music from other people. So we decided to do Pets because like there was a lot of really good artists from Poland that we wanted to promote and kind of like connect our friends from all over the world with the Polish market, so bring it all together. And right now we have already like more than 30 releases right now, and like Pets for us, it's like we don't really keep one genre that we want to release. For us it's important that every release it's just surprise. So if you take a release from Pets, it's always diverse. And most of our releases actually friends, so like every time when somebody's sending us demo, usually like we like the track that he thinks we will not like, because like we always like the weirdest stuff,
slightly more obscure stuff.
Yeah,
keep
exactly.
it eclectic.
It's funny because Claude Von Show was always saying the same, and I was thinking like, no, it's not true, but really like, because when people send you music, they always think, oh, this guy will like this, but usually it's the other track that you will like,
Yeah, definitely. Oh, great. Well, yeah, that's amazing. And what have you got lined up for this summer then?
For this summer, we just released a compilation called Home Is Where the Pool Is. And that are like 4 summer tracks we wanted to release. And we just prepared next EP. It's gonna be Chmara Winter with remixes of Danny Days and HNNY from Stockholm. I think it's from Stockholm, yeah. And the other one is a project we made together with It's Everything called Catz N Dogz. It's a really cool 2-tracker, and there's gonna be a really cool remix from Rhythm on vinyl.
Oh, brilliant. So one last thing, what advice would you give to any producer or DJ out there trying to make it?
That's always a tough question, and we don't really know what to answer. Like, because there is like all those, so I would say all those obvious advices that you can read about in internet, they actually work. You just have to stick to them.
You just have to soldier through.
Yeah. Like all those obvious like believe in yourself and like you know what I mean, and like pace
the cheesy
yourself.
mantras.
Yeah, they actually really work.
Yeah.
So you just have to, you know.
Follow the mantras.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's actually the problem. Yeah.
Oh, Catz N Dogz, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming to have an
Thanks.
interview with us.